we're rolling along here with Huck's 52 week movie challenge into week 13. This week's category was a movie based on a video game. So I think most people might have expected a lot of us that are partaking in this challenge to go and see Mario or Super Mario Galaxy this week. I didn't get a chance to go out to theaters to check it out. I had picked out something though that was a first time watch for me for this week, and that was Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. This 4K copy was actually given to me by my friend Greg. Very nice of him to send this my way. I had never seen it, and I thought this was a good one to go with for this week because I'm a fan of the Mortal Kombat movies. I know everybody hates on Annihilation from 1997. I get it; it's not a very good sequel, but I find some fun in the two movies that came out in the mid '90s, along with the web series from a few years ago, and of course the newer Mortal Kombat. So we have the sequel coming out in a couple weeks here, I think in May. But I went with Scorpion's Revenge again, first time watch. So I don't tend to watch a lot of animated movies, but I feel like this was a good one to go with. So let's just kind of dive into this. Opening thoughts and overall reaction, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It feels very faithful to the video game as far as the brutality of it and just the action around it, which is really kind of what the game was, right? I mean, it was for the time that the game originally came out, it was very brutal. A lot of like fun ways to like kill the other characters that you're fighting against, and I think this version of the movie, for Scorpion's Revenge, I think did a really good job in that. A lot of fun action. Again, the violence, the familiar characters. Scorpion, Sub Zero, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, Laura Raiden, all of them. I think it was just really cool that they actually had a good amount of the characters from the game in this one. I know you go back to again the original movies from '95 and '97. I don't think they didn't bring every character to each film, which is fine. There's only so much space that you can really give a film, but I think this one did a pretty good job in showcasing some of those original characters from the game. I think if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, this is a fun one to watch, and it's definitely one that I would recommend. Again, animation is not something that I watch a lot of, but I think it's definitely something I wouldn't mind getting into, especially with these kinds of movies. I think the animation style looked really good. It was very clean, very modern looking, and it fit the tone of the story. It really allowed them to go more brutal and over the top than live action. I know with live action, of course, nowadays you have like the CGI and stuff, but I think with the animation, you just have so much more freedom with what you can do there, and I think they really went for it, and it paid off. It was really well done. It really helped the fight scenes feel more impactful. You get someone getting punched in the face, and then it kind of cuts to like just the inside of their skull, and their skull's breaking or their bones breaking, and I just thought it was a really fun way to look at the animation. I thought it was a really good way to showcase the brutality of the movie, and I think it worked. I think it worked really well, and I enjoyed that aspect of the film. In regards to the action and the fight scenes, I think the brutality is done very well. Again, it's just a callback to how brutal the video game was, and really kind of how back in what the early '90s when that game came out, it was kind of a little bit frowned upon, right? You have all these kids playing this very brutal game, but I think again with the movie, it really showcased it very well, and it was a nice kind of callback to the way the video game was created and was made back then. You get a lot of the 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 Mortal Kombat style fighting and just violence. The get over here when Scorpion uses the weapon to basically bring his victim over and to finish him. I think was really well done. Just again, nice callbacks to the original game. And I do one of my negatives about the film is I do feel the fight scenes were a little too short. I wish they were a little bit more drawn out. The movie has a pretty short runtime. It's 80 minutes long, which is fantastic. I love a good short movie for sure. But I think it would have been nice if some of the fight scenes were just a little bit more broader and just a little bit longer. I think that would have helped it a little bit. Again, the short run time, of course, just it keeps it paced very well. And like I said, you're in and out in 80 minutes, and it's not too bad there. But again, maybe I don't know, an extra minute or two per fight scene to make it like an 85-minute movie would have been fine. But overall, again, it was paced well, still a lot of fun, and just really kind of just overall brutal violence. And yeah, it just reminds me of playing the game back in the day. A lot of fun with that one. So you've got obviously an all voice cast here. I didn't really recognize many of the cast members outside of Joel McHale, who voices Johnny Cage. I thought he did a fantastic job. Very fun, charismatic, and I think he fits that role pretty well as far as the voice goes. Jennifer Carpenter was, I actually looked her up, very familiar looking actress. I'm sure I have seen her in a few things. She voiced Sonya Blade. I thought it was a strong performance. I think some of her dialogue was a little corny, but again, I think she did a good job there. And then you have Patrick Seitz, who voiced Scorpion. I thought he did a fantastic job, very solid and fitting for the character. Again, I didn't really recognize many of the other voice cast, but I think everybody really did a fine job and really kind of brought the characters to life, and it was really well done. So again, going back to the runtime, like I said, you're in and out in 80 minutes. The movie really does not waste any time. It gets right into the story of the character of Scorpion, and he's with his son. His clan is attacked, and his wife is killed, and eventually his son is killed, and he is killed, and that sends him down to the Nether Realm, where he basically kind of strikes up a deal to join the tournament and really go after Sub-Zero for revenge. So I think it was really, again, well done in a very short amount of time. It moves quickly. It's very fast paced. The action is very fast. It's quick. Like I said before with the Sonya Blade, some of the dialogue I thought was a little corny, but I do feel like it kind of fits that video game vibe. And I don't know, it's very Mortal Kombat in that way, and I thought that was really kind of a fun way to do the dialogue. Again, just seeing the characters on screen is just always fun. Going back to, like I said earlier, the 90s movies and even the newer movies and that web series from a few years back. It's just always fun to see these characters brought to life in kind of different ways and different stories. I know that there's 3 other Mortal Kombat Legends animated features, and after watching this one, I know that I really want to check those out. I'm not sure if they're going to be as good as these, but I really, really want to check those out. Again, this is fast, brutal, and a lot of fun, and I thought it was a really solid pick for the video game week here in Huck's 52-week movie challenge. That is it. Let me know down in the comments, what did you watch for week 13 based on a video game? Next week, for week 14, we are being tasked to watch a movie that came out on our birthday. Again, any year, if there's not a movie that was released on our birthday, it can just be our birth year. I have one picked out that came out on my 15th birthday that I saw in theaters with my dad. So I'm going to give that one a rewatch. It's going to be a lot of fun because I revisited it a few years ago, and I'm really looking forward to rewatching that one again. So that will be what I'm doing for week 14, a movie that came out on my 15th birthday. If you guys would like to see the full list, just stay tuned to the very end. I'll post the full list of the 52-week movie challenge so you guys can check that out. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this out with your movie loving friends. I am on Letterboxd, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll drop a link in the description below to all the social media platforms. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.